Hello and welcome to Triple C Rated, the podcast where Chin and Choo chat about food along with my wife. And if you don't know us, we're from Jang's Food Workshop, a YouTube channel with 150,000 subscribers now. Well, just shy of, about 300 shy. And we have a cookbook that we've self-published and sold about 15,000 copies worldwide. Anyway, today we are talking food, obviously, because this is a food podcast, but we will be having a separate podcast where we talk about other things. I don't know what yet.
Current affair?
Current affairs, yeah. We'll say current affairs. But it'll be just stuff that I think will be funny to listen to Mum talk about. Anyway, so we got some questions today, and thank you very much for everyone who answered. Well, I put a post up on a Facebook page, and those of you who answered it, which was, what page was
Brilliant.
it? Facebook. It was our own page, Jang's Food Workshop, and on Chinese Takeaway Secrets. So thank you very much. If we don't answer your question this time, we will get round to it eventually. So do not worry. Right, so are you ready?
One?
Yeah,
Yes.
please.
Okay. There's a massive list of things, so
Yeah.
sorry if I don't get all the ones today. But so Vince Hilton would like to know, I bought a carbon steel wok, 14-inch, and it weighs a ton. How the bloody hell do you chefs toss them about all day and night like you do? After one portion of chow mein, my arm feels like it wants to drop off. I'm considering a gym membership just so I can train to lift my wok. Sorry, that was really hard for me to read.
So that's a really good question, and one that I've actually never thought about until you asked the question, because it comes naturally to us. And it's just genetics. It's just really, really fucking strong.
Yeah,
Yeah.
pretty much.
Yeah. So
Yes.
sorry. No, I'm joking. And that we need to charge that at some point. If you can see a red flashing light, it's because we have a light here, and it's just decided to die. I'll leave it flashing. Actually, could you grab that? Yeah, just turn it off, and I'll continue answering the question. Do you want to go and answer this first, Mum?
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Go on, Mum.
Oh,
Have you forgotten the question already?
no, I have no. I'm Vince. I don't know whether you have seen a commercial Chinese kitchen, takeaway or restaurant kitchen. We had a what do you call it?
A wok burner.
Wok burner.
Yeah.
But they're like in a ring, so the wok sit in the ring there, but not on your flat surface like your worktop, ceramic top, and whatever top, gas ring top, and spiral,
What?
electric spiral.
Oh, those ones are
electric
fucking
spiral.
awful.
But it's not like that. But it's actually sit in the wok ring where the bottom of the wok sink in, so you don't actually lift your wok. You just tossed it in the lower work surface rather than a high up surface like a normal Western. Normal
Western.
household. Yeah.
Yeah, Western cooker is too high for us.
Yes.
That's why when I'm normally cooking in the videos, is because it's too high for Mum.
Yeah.
Because it's like when you lift something, if you start lifting it from here, it's already really fucking heavy. But the same weight, if you lift from down here, isn't
nothing.
anywhere near as heavy. So the cookers are lower, and we never actually lift. So because you don't have that ring on your cooker, in order to flip it, you have to slightly lift it and pull it up.
Flip.
What we do is we have the lip of the ring, we angle the rice at the bottom, and we pull it back really fast. And as we're coming back, we dip it down, and then we flick it up. We never actually lift it off of that ring. It will jump off it, because we're basically ollieing the pan,
Yeah,
if you know what a skateboarding term is.
Yes.
So we're basically jumping the pan, or the wok, but we're never actually physically using our muscles to lift it up. So there's no off the movement until we actually have to lift
To
off.
dish it out, yes.
Yeah, because if you think we're not just making one chow mein at a time, there could be 4 chow meins in one massive wok. So then we have to use 2 hands and we lift it Actually, no, it's normally one hand, but you do this weird thing where you hook the wok handle underneath your wrist, and then you bring it over, and then you dish it out, and then you bring it back over. That takes a bit of effort, and a lot of the time, it's like if my mum was cooking or my auntie was cooking, I'd actually have to go and lift the wok up for them for a little bit, but not very often. Like it's just if they've overshot it, like accidentally put 10 portions of fried rice in instead of 6.
Oh, bloody hell.
Yeah.
Oh, my goodness. You have to use 2 hands.
Yeah.
It's fucking heavy.
Yeah, it is heavy, and you get this weird pain in your hand.
Yes.
It's like sometimes you lift the wok up and you can feel like a click, and it's because you've overused your hand.
Yes, that's right. And also when you're lifting, don't spread your wing out like you're trying to fly.
Yeah. You keep
Tuck
your arm
your
in.
elbow in and then lift. You use less force.
Yeah. We're not chickens, we're humans. Keep your elbows in.
So yeah, that's how.
Yeah. Like if you're boxing, keep your elbows down. Anyway.
Next one.
Yeah.
Rob Hines. Hi, Rob.
What's up, Rob? He's a massive supporter.
Oh, hi, Rob.
I think a Patreon as well.
Oh, thank you.
In fact, definitely a Patreon.
Yeah.
Yeah. So massive shout out to you. Thank you very much.
Rob says there is a lot of fusion cuisine / street food type stuff out there these days. What is the worst one you've seen or had, and what is the best Chinese inspired dish?
That's really difficult. Mum, do you want to answer this first?
Me?
Yes, you.
Oh, fusion.
Okay, this is going to be difficult for us because we don't get time off to go try these fantastic things you do. Like even if we're going to a town, it's for work, and we have 20 minutes of time to go get something to eat, which is normally KFC because it's quick and easy and it's done right there and then. And because we live in rural Somerset, we don't get fantastic things like food courts or whatever. It's literally
Get fuck all.
KFC, Nando's. Oh, and a Burger King's opening up soon.
Yeah. Yay.
So that's something to look forward to.
The closest Burger King's like 2 hours away at the moment.
Yeah, it is, isn't it? Something like that. I know it's on the junction outside Bridgewater. By the way, that's
Junction 19.
See, Mum knows where it is.
Yeah, 369.
Damn, she's fine.
Yeah, Monkey Got Chow streetcar line.
No, right.
So fusion food.
I can't really answer that. I can only answer it from what I've seen on, like, say, TikTok. And most of the time on TikTok, it's me doing ridiculous things like making Dolban spaghetti bolognese or a Chinese beef curry cottage pie, which these are all legit,
That's
by the way.
Nice.
They are.
It's
They're
just
really
like
nice.
the curry puff that we had.
The best fusion one I made was barbecue, char siu, cheesy garlic crumpets.
Ooh, yeah.
There was this
Yes,
massive fad going around on TikTok about a year and a half ago, where people were baking crumpets, like cutting them, standing them upright, pouring garlic butter all over them, parsley, and putting cheese on top, and then baking them. So I did my own version where I did the same thing with the crumpets, put the garlic butter over the top, but then I made char siu, put that over the top with the cheese, and then poured barbecue sauce all over it.
Oh, yeah, that would be
It
good.
was insane.
Yeah.
Like the
Good.
barbecue sauce and the cheese.
Like, you can call it a dirty crumpet.
Okay.
Saucy
Cool down.
crumpet. You can call it a dirty crumpet. That was weird.
Yeah.
But you could call it a dirty crumpet, yeah. Maybe we should do that.
Yeah.
Maybe we should start a dirty crumpet store. Anyone wants to start a dirty crumpet store as a franchise, message me. We'll back it. And
That's it.
that's it. Anyway, so I can't. Do you have any thoughts on this?
It's not, well, I guess people do mix it with stuff, but it's more of an ingredient, but matcha really fucks me off.
Yeah, same here.
Like, it's in everything.
Yeah.
You don't
Matcha?
need to put matcha in
Not macho.
everything.
Not macho man. Matcha.
Matcha.
Oh, matcha.
As in the
No,
powder,
matcha.
the green tea powder.
Oh, yeah, okay. Yeah.
Matcha.
It's
Well,
MOCHI, is it?
M.
no, that's mochi. Mochi. Oh shit! I don't know.
M-O-T.
Matcha.
Matcha? Is it matcha? Are we saying it wrong?
Maybe.
Anyway, the green powdered tea.
Yeah. Is it M-O-T-C-H-I?
I think it's M-A.
That's mochi.
That's mochi. Mochi.
Mochi.
You know what mochi
I get
are?
all mixed up now. So many.
That's the
Yeah.
glutinous stuff.
Yeah.
But the matcha is the powder.
Oh,
And people literally
okay.
put it in everything.
Yeah, I had a Kit Kat.
It's, yeah.
I had a Kit Kat with it in.
Yeah. Oh yeah, matcha Kit Kat. Yes, the green one.
Yeah,
isn't
yeah,
it?
yeah.
Yeah.
It's fucking horrible. It tastes like fish.
Yeah.
It's
not,
essentially like a light seaweed.
It's not nice.
And I'm like, someone's like, I was talking to someone the
Do
other
you know-
day, and they were like, I can't taste it. I said, right, get a bit of seaweed, buy their Kit Kat, that match Kit Kat with a bit of seaweed. Tell me what you think. Oh, they work. Yeah, because it tastes like fucking seaweed.
I think maybe the tea leaves was not toasted, was it? If it been toasted, then you blend it, it will have maybe a better flavor rather than just dry it from fresh.
I don't know how match is
blend
made.
it.
I don't know how it's
Yeah.
made. But that I don't like it, and that's the one. Yeah, that's a fad that I can't wait to go away. Not like. It's just I don't think that a lot of people like it, and they just say they like it because they think it's done cool
to
thing,
like Asian stuff.
which
well.
is fine if you actually like it.
Yeah, go
massive,
ahead. Yeah.
massive, big fat fucking huge props to you. Like if you like it, you like it. But I just don't believe that most people like it.
No.
No, I had tried a few one. It just tastes too bitter for me and very raw like that.
Or
know,
yeah, it
Very
does
raw,
taste. That's it. It's
raw,
it's
like
raw.
the leaves, like that flavor
Yeah,
is
that's
raw,
exactly-
has
it's
not been
raw.
cooked, so it's felt. It tastes a bit like we call it xian wei. It's about fishy smell like that, but it's not smell of like actually the fish.
It's just got a fishy smell.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like
it's
the
just-
sea breeze, you know.
Yeah.
I can see, but that's a nice way of putting it. That's a very romantic way of putting this. So it tastes like a
A sea,
sea breeze. Well, whereas there's me just going, it's fucking fishy.
Yeah, you got away with words.
I
haven't
do,
you?
yeah.
So yeah.
Well, yeah, I was going to say something
What
else.
was the
but I can't
best?
remember.
What's your best?
The crumpets, I would say,
Oh,
the
yeah,
ones
the-
I made.
the
Even though I made
crumpets.
them myself.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to think of something faddy that's street food. It's not Asian, but for some reason I really love it. But it has to be hot. If they're cold, they're horrible. Falafel.
Yeah.
I really
What
like.
thing about
What is falafel?
It's chickpeas. It's a Middle Eastern sort of delicacy. It's just essentially chickpea meatball. It's basically just chickpeas with cumin and garlic.
Oh
but
no.
they're so dry
I
when
love them.
they're cold. They're
No.
dry, but when they're warm, they're so good. Like I can't. I hate
No.
I hate how powdery they are as well.
The chickpea.
But I don't know what it is. I love them.
No, the chickpea is dry.
Yeah.
Yeah, they are. They're
Yes.
super. When they're cold, they're disgusting, and they're like they're like sponges. But when they're,
I'm not fan of that falafel.
I love it.
Not at all.
No.
But that's
I
not
like
street food,
I
is
like
it?
cumin, but that was
Too much.
too much for me.
Yeah, that's fine.
That's my personal taste. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, get off Mum's back, guys. God. What was I going to say? But in terms of fusion street food, I can't really think of anything. Oh wait, actually, there's something I do want to try. Is the thing that Rob shared in the Facebook group? Is that like naan wrap?
What is naan wrap?
So I think it was like a naan.
It's a
A nando.
No,
restaurant
like a naan
in
bread.
London or something. It's basically just it's got Chinese stuff in it, like takeaway stuff, and then on the outside it's wrapped in like a naan bread.
Like a flatbread, and it looks epic.
What you mean? Like those big pancake that
Yeah.
you get.
Not like a tortilla wrap, but a bit thicker, like a naan bread.
You know,
like a
is it
flatbread.
what is actually stuffed inside or
No, it's like
outside?
folded in.
Oh,
So like a wrap.
Right. Oh, okay.
You still don't know what. No,
No,
I know. I
no
can't.
idea.
No, Mum
I
just
can't
look-
just
Mum decided-
imagine it. No,
if you-
I can't imagine that. I will.
If you're watching this in the podcast, still listening, you wouldn't have seen that. But if you're watching it, you would have seen it. Mum side-eyed me like, I don't want to say it, but it sounds awful. For me,
Not a pigeon. Can I say pigeon?
What?
Pigeon eye?
What about a pigeon noise?
What is that?
That's what it is.
Oh,
Hold on, I'm just playing.
all right. It's nothing special though, is it?
No, it is literally just a wrap.
Yeah.
And it's something we've been doing for years, but we never sold it like that.
No, yeah.
But that is something that like, we just, when I say we haven't
We
been
have
putting
done
flat
it before, but we never sell it. We've done it for ourselves.
Well, it's for staff lunch.
Yeah.
But like, we wouldn't use those rolls. We'd just use tortilla wraps or something like that. Anyway.
But
so,
if you like it, you like it, okay?
yeah, Mum, just, Rob, take it personally.
Yeah.
Don't take it anything
Mum is
personal.
so angry at you right now. That's a full-on joke. And Rob will know I'm joking as well. Yeah. Anyway, next question, please. Thank you very much for that.
Next one is from Nathan Beckett. Can you give us a little bit about your background in cooking and also the street food that your family cooks that you plan to do a tour of one year? Street food is an awesome topic.
Do you know what that's... do you want to go first or should I?
Yeah, you can go first. Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
Do you want to...
Do you know?
There we go.
Do you know what? When I was much younger, our street food is mainly more like the seafood.
Well, it's because it's Malaysia. It's like you were close. You're literally next to the sea.
Yeah, mostly in the Southeast Asian where we are. Mostly is the seafood. Mm-hmm. A lot of seafood we had. We had the crab. We had the clam. Everything. Honestly, I used to love it. Yes, I still love seafood, but it's just down here you cannot get them.
Well, you can. It's just not good quality.
No, normally you got to catch them and eat it the same day, and the next day is not so good.
It's finito.
Yeah, it's finished the next day because the seafood, as it come out of the sea, you eat it when it's just dead. The texture of the skin, there was still what do you call it? Body got texture to it, and as it get older and older, the bacteria in it and make it softer and softer, so it does not taste so nice. Honestly, no.
Well, yeah, that is the smell. The smell you have of
Not
fish
just
is
the
bacteria.
smell. Yeah,
Is it?
Yeah.
Yeah, the ammonia is, isn't it?
Yeah, it's the bacteria of the sea.
Yeah, bacteria.
Oh. So it's not like bacteria because it's rotting?
No.
No. Okay.
No. I mean, like if a fish could smell on land, they'll probably smell us and go, "Oh, look,
Yes.
land bacteria,
Onions.
so landy."
We have so much seafood out there. In here, I don't eat too much now because they don't cook it how I want it. So if I want it, I'll cook it myself.
Well, I was going to say, Mum, you cook quite a lot of seafood for yourself.
Yeah, I don't go out restaurant and eat.
Well, that's
The
a
way
lie.
they cook
What
them.
Mum does is she orders the fish every time and then is always disappointed when it comes to
Every
like
time.
we're just like, Mum, just get something else.
Like,
No,
why,
I want
why
the
have
fish.
they only got 6 prawn? We
I
have
want
8.
I want fish. Yeah, it's constant. Isn't it? I want fish. Yeah, but you know you're not going to like it, Mum. No, it'll be okay. I don't like it.
Every time, without fail. Just sort of, there's like a few minutes of her just going,
Yeah. What's wrong? Overcooked.
So yeah, that I don't even know what
No,
you
we didn't
answered
answer
there. I don't think you answered anything.
So essentially,
five
Mum.
words.
Yeah, you just said how much you like seafood.
I'm gonna. We've had a bit of a drink. So before getting on the microphone, so it's a bit. What's the word?
Cloudy.
Cloudy. Yeah, that's a nice word for it. But so I'm gonna answer it. Mum grew up in on my grandparents' street food stalls. When I say grew up in, I mean like they've had them since Mum was born, and Mum was working in them before she went to school. Mum was probably, by the time she could walk, was helping in some sort of way to do this food. And we're not just saying this, but like our street food, my family street food stall, particularly my grandmum's laksa recipe, would sell out every day, and it was the first one to sell out in the street food hawker section because they specialised in the laksa, like in the Far East. Well, East and Far East Asia, they essentially specialise in just a couple of dishes, or even just one.
Yeah.
Whereas in the UK, you tend to have a broad spectrum. And someone asked me, I think it was Dave Thonger, asked me, why is that? And then I was sitting there thinking, I don't really know. But then today I was thinking about the question. I was thinking, I know why it is. Because, I said that really weirdly. I know why it is. It's because out there, you don't get just one stall. It's a food market. So
everyone is compete with each other.
Well, it's not just that. So what happens is in this food market, you don't go to one place. Like one family member goes, do you know what? I feel like chicken rice. So you go to the chicken rice stall. And then one goes, I feel like Penang Laksa. So you go to Penang Laksa stall. Or I feel like nasi goreng. So you go to the nasi goreng stall. And then you all meet together and eat in the same space.
It's like a
food
school
court, yes.
dining hall, isn't
Yeah.
it?
Yeah.
So it doesn't
You've
make...
got everything around. And then
Yeah, that's exactly what... It's literally like that. It's like a massive school hall if you've never been. But it doesn't make commercial sense for each place to do exactly the same thing. Otherwise, everyone would just go to that one place and just stay there. And then the rest of them would just fall apart.
Yeah,
So
you normally
you
have
do
your
get that though, don't you?
speciality, isn't it?
Sorry?
But then you do get that sometimes people will try and compete with you, but they won't last very long. 'Cause
Yeah.
if they're
But
shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You
yeah.
have to
Because
be
people
very good.
are very honest and will just go, well, you're shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, our family's street food, I should say, was so good it took them out of poverty like completely, whereas everyone else remained. But that's just a testament of how popular our family street food was, or still is right now. So we still have relatives who do it. Mum came over to England and then worked in my auntie's Chinese takeaway because she moved here quite young as well, and then opened up a takeaway with her husband. Mum went to work for her, and then me, I grew up in that takeaway. So I started probably
Year and a half would take you in there.
a year and a half old. I was on the grindstone. But so I was there from essentially a baby.
Yeah.
And I grew up in it. And I didn't just grow up in it. Like, I get people always go, I grew up in a pub, or I grew up in a restaurant, or I grew up in a Chinese takeaway, or I grew up in a fish and chip shop, or blah, blah, blah. Most 99% of the time, unless you're someone like Chris Bramer who pays attention and is a real foodie. Chris Bramer, by the way, is a patron and a massive supporter of our group, if you don't know who he is. He grew up as a baker. But he wasn't a baker himself. He's never been a baker, never commercially baking. But because he's always been interested, he took that on board, his family's bakery, when he grew up in it. Whereas that's what I did. Most of the time, they don't do that. So I took that on board. And because because it wasn't mum's place and it was my cousin's parents' place, I felt a certain need to want to learn more about it, because I felt like I had to prove like I belonged in that kitchen, and I deserved to like cook things over him, because there's a ranking in the Chinese kitchen, and you do not step. You basically what's the phrase I'm looking for? It is you do not go above your own station, as in you have a station, as in literally station, and I saw a punch up happen in the kitchen once because someone made a curry.
Was it really bad?
No, it was just the curry, but he hadn't been given permission to make the curry.
Oh my god.
It was mental.
We'd be fucked in our kitchen, then everyone would be punching each other constantly.
But it's about like I think this is something like Western culture doesn't have. Yeah, it's a massive sense of like the achievement in itself of being given that role outweighs any sort of monetary value for it. So it's like, yeah, okay, you can pay me X, Y, and Z, but when I get that role, I can write back to my parents. Well, when I get that role, I can write back to my parents and say, I've made second chef, essentially, right? Or I've made, you start off on the fryer. That's basic. If you really want to go back to basics, you start off packing, because you have to understand how to pack, and you spend years packing because you have to understand how to cook. So So in a takeaway kitchen, you can't just cook and cook and cook. You have to know why that guy's waiting or what he's waiting for, so he can pack the order to get that one out so you can start the next one. You can't just go, right, I've got 4 chow mains here, I'm going to do all 4 at one time. If the 2 chow mains in the last 2 orders are going to be waiting 20 minutes because he's still waiting from something in the fryer. So you have to understand that side. And then if you're lucky enough to get picked, you then go over to the fried rice. And then you're on fried rice for years. And when I say fried rice, it's not chicken fried rice. It's not beef fried rice. It's not char siu fried rice. It's fried egg rice. Fucking egg fried rice.
Fried egg rice.
I realise I went Yoda on that one. But, and then you've done that, I say years, but that's, if you can make good fried rice on a high-powered 45 to 70 kilowatt wok burner.
Not sticking,
not burning it. Then you can move on
into the chef thing.
And then it's noodles, the chow mein, and then, well, chow mein and flavoured fried rices, and then it's main dishes.
Yeah.
And main dishes, that's when you're top tier.
Yeah.
So like in a Chinese Chinese restaurant, Chinese takeaway kitchen, it's not the person finishing off. So if you're the people who are finishing off, they're the packers. So the people who are putting the bits of char siu on top, or the people who are putting the lids on things, or people who are finishing the garnish off, they're the lower ones. Like, whereas in a Western kitchen, that's the head chef. The head chef goes, I've done my work now. I get to do the easy one. In the Chinese kitchen, it's like, I need to do the hardest fucking role here because I'm the hardest motherfucking chef. And that's how I want everyone to know it. And there's no when you can do 3 to 4 woks by yourself, that is a massive accolade as well. Like, you're like,
are you just complimenting me now because I'm basically top tier, and I did 3 woks today. So.
Yeah.
Did you?
Yeah, all the time.
Oh, well done.
Yeah.
Well done.
Yeah.
Well done.
Top tier now.
Top tier.
Yeah, it's not easy to look after 3.
No,
I
it's
can
not.
look after 3 now.
Well, it's like you don't really know what you're doing. You just you do know what you're doing, but obviously because I'm not used to it like you guys are. Like,
You're getting very good now.
everything is just a blur, and it's hot and it's sweaty.
Oh yeah,
and it's steamy.
People are asking how long is the waiting time.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
It's however long I fucking say it is. And anyway, but yeah, so
It's the pressure. The heat is on.
the heat is on.
It is weird though, because I've realised now that when you'd come home from work and you've been cooking all day, and like, what do you want for dinner? Oh, nothing. I don't even want to look at food. I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Like, you've been cooking all day. How are you not hungry? And now I don't want to eat. If I see another bit of food, I'm gonna scream.
Yeah, that is literally that pizza you were showing me right now offends me.
Or
But actually, that's a lie, because if someone gave me a freshly cooked pizza, I'd fucking chow that down.
or it could be the other way around. When you're at work, it was so busy. It will from opening time until finish. If it's busy, you keep on you cooking for about 5 or 6 hours, whatever the trading time is. And when you come home, you didn't eat all day. When you come home, you sat down. You go in the kitchen and pull all the drawers, see what you can find. You feel like you haven't eaten for the last week.
Yeah, no, that's true.
It could be the other way.
All or nothing.
So that is when and all of a sudden it becomes a blur. You look back and there's 12 packets of Walker's crisps.
Yeah. And you're so
Empty.
full and you still want to eat, and you're drinking a cup of tea, 2 cups of tea.
Oh no, that's because
my God.
sometimes you don't get
It's
time to drink,
just
and that
so full.
yeah,
Yeah.
that feeling of having a drink. Oh.
It's not. Yeah. It's when it's a busy kitchen. It's so hectic that you have no time to have a sip of water or anything.
yeah.
Yeah,
And sorry,
for some reason, people always want to go into food. I don't get it.
the thing is, people want to go into food and they go into food and they fucking hate it.
Yeah.
Like they always fucking complain.
You
Like how
instantly
many?
realise that you have no life.
Where we are is like idyllic, so people always want to buy a cafe or here or whatever, and within a year it's up for sale because they realise how fucking difficult catering is. But that's by the by. I'm going to go back to the original question that we never really answered. So Mum's background is full on street food, right? I often go back cooking in our family street food stalls. You say what are out there? We've got a traditional Chinese restaurant, which is very close to what you would call a dim sum restaurant that we go to. We have a couple of our family members own various kinds of noodle bars, I'd suppose you'd say, but
Fried noodles,
whatever, chicken rice places,
yes.
laksa places, curry places. Just we have the whole lot. It's really difficult to explain. And then just to recap my background, grew up in a takeaway.
Actually grew up in a takeaway.
Actually cooked in lots of like chefs out there who say they grew up in a takeaways didn't actually. Well, they only cooked during their sort of like later teen years, whereas I started cooking helping from a very young age. Like just because I wanted to. It wasn't like my auntie put me to work. It was more like, I want to help as much as I possibly can. And then I got a little bit of pocket money when I started getting a bit older, and then I actually had a job. So I actually properly started helping out properly when I was about 11.
11,
So what are you looking at me for?
11, 12.
11 or 12. Yeah. 1998, 97, 90.
Yeah, so 11, 12
Yeah.
is when. But I was helping out before that, but like as a child would help out.
Like cutting the meat and
Yeah.
everything.
Yeah, with a sharp knife.
Classic children jobs.
I found one of my first toys was a meat cleaver.
Yep.
But anyway, that's by the by. And then I've chefed all the way up till I went to university. I chefed at university. Worked at Tesco's on the holiday breaks if my auntie didn't have any work for me. Oh, actually, no, that's a lie. I worked both in Tesco's. So I'd go to Tesco's and then weekends I'd do the takeaway, yeah.
Yes.
And then after that, I was a fireman for 2.5 years. And then I went back to chefing at a 5-star wedding venue, a classical wedding venue, like Gordon Ramsay's been there.
Fine dining.
Yeah, fine dining. And so I was cooking there when Noel Edmonds was there, Kylie Minogue, Gordon Ramsay turned up. And then I went and opened my own place.
Yeah, it's all good.
At the age of 24.
Yeah, the much fun is working for yourself, honestly. Even though it's hard work, but I like working for ourselves.
Yeah, I don't think I could go and work for anyone again. I mean, I could if they would say, look, here's £300,000 a year. Sure.
Yes,
yeah.
please.
Yeah, I will work for you all day long. But if someone said to me, do you want to come work for me? I'd be like, no, no, I don't think I could do it. It's just, I mean, if I had to, like if the business went under and I had to pay rent or pay bills or whatever, I'd go be a toilet cleaner. I wouldn't give a shit. I need a job.
I will with a very good
all right
wage package.
Okay. You're talking about cleaning toilets?
No, bloody hell.
Oh, you're talking about working for someone else. You would if the wage packet was very good.
Yes.
So
I don't want to go and clean toilet now.
So you just try to do my joke?
No, I'm not trying to do your job. I was a bloody chambermaid one time. Fuck. Bloody hell.
Yeah, Mum was actually.
Yeah.
Halsey Manor.
Yeah. Oh my God. Oh, it was.
Anyway, maybe we'll save that. Yeah. Maybe we'll save that for the other podcast.
Yeah.
Previous jobs that.
Previous jobs.
So yeah. Just so you know, Mum has always worked in a takeaway. So this was a part-time job. It wasn't a full-time job Mum had.
Should we go on to the next question?
I think so. I hope we covered that. If we didn't,
I feel like we're telling stories with these fucking responses.
Yeah, they're long, aren't they? But I quite like it. It means that we're gonna have anyway.
We'll do one from Ed. Hey Ed.
Hey Ed.
That was weird. Is spam/peck used in Chinese cooking? Thought I'd seen it all over, but some say it's not.
Do you know what? That's a very, very, very good-looking question.
It's a very good-looking question, and it makes me fancy about spam.
Yeah,
It's called
Here we go.
luncheon meat. It's lunchtime meat, isn't it? When you
Luncheon, yes.
yeah, luncheon meat.
One to luncheon for lunch.
Yes, in Chinese we call it the luncheon meat. It's called 午餐肉. 午餐 mean afternoon meat. That's what it is.
Yeah, so that might blow your guys' mind if you ever watch a Wu-Tang Lo video. You might realise now it actually just means lunchtime meat.
Yeah, lunchtime.
Yeah.
Yes.
But, and we didn't explain that in the video, but did we? We might have done. Don't remember. Could have done.
Remember.
Ed will tell me. But do you know what's the interesting story about that? What? Is that Spam invented luncheon meat. So they were the first producers
Spam.
in 19...
SPAM, spam.
SPAM, Spam.
Oh, they're awful. My God.
No, I like Spam, Mum.
No, they're slippery like the eel.
You like eels?
I like the eel, but that luncheon meat, it's just slippery and it just, oh my God, no. I like the
Peck.
The peck
Peck.
one,
No,
yeah.
Peck is
the
Peck is superior.
luncheon meat. Oh
Yeah.
my goodness. If you don't know that peck, go into your local supermarket, get that PEK. Yeah, number 1 for me. Oh my God, it just tastes like the old time one.
It's non-slips.
And welcome to
Yes.
today's sponsor, Peck. We haven't been paid by Peck to say that.
No, definitely.
I like Spam, but you're correct. Peck is far superior in terms of taste. But interesting enough, so Spam invented luncheon meat in 1931, and it wasn't actually called Spam then. It was called, I can't remember, but not Spam, and later it became known as Spam. And the reason why Westerners find it so sort of like low brow is because it was cheap. It's processed and it was cheap. But the reason why it's massively looked upon like luncheon meat is almost a delicacy in East and Southeast Asia and China. It's because Spam in China, they in after 1948 or something like that, their spin on it was a luxury Western brand. So even now that carries. That's why when people go, "Why are you eating Spam?" That's not Asian, and the Asian people are sitting there go, "Shut up," because it's delicious.
It's like getting annoyed over bread because that's all we had, like flour during the war or something. Like, why would you get?
Well, no,
honestly,
weird
no, I
about
mean,
it?
no,
it's
I
so
mean,
nice. You
I mean,
fry it, you put it on your noodles.
It's the Westerners.
Oh my God!
It's the Westerners saying, "Well, I don't believe you because that's not an Asian product." Yeah, but they got it in the 40s, and it was marketed as a premium Western
yes,
product.
I know. When I was younger, bloody hell, we don't eat a lot of tin food. Honestly, it's a treat when we have a tin of Spam. Honestly. We have to open it up.
Yeah, but you hated it
cut
because it's like
into
eels.
pieces, and then we had to steam it. Can you imagine it? Because we don't. Yeah, we don't eat anything from tin, and we had to open it up, steam it. Oh my goodness, it was amazing on your boiled rice and your Spam and your egg. Oh my goodness.
One of my earliest
And your
memories.
soy sauce. Oh my goodness.
One of my earliest memories of Brunei and going to Brunei, I must have been about 4 or 5, is at dinner time everyone has dinner at the same time and everyone cooks for everyone, and there's like 20 people in the house from every generation because every generation lives in the house, and you sit down and you eat your food. But when you said about the steaming it, a massive memory just came flooding back of me eating a bowl of boiled rice and taking from a steamer cubes of Spam that had been steamed in soy sauce and chili, and something we call seasoning sauce, which you guys would probably know as Maggie's seasoning. And and you have fried egg with it, and you take it from the steamer and put it on your rice, and
And when you steam that spam in a dish, of course, you get the condensation. You get a bit of liquid in that spam there, and you spoon it and put over your rice, and it's salty and with the jelly all mixed together.
Yeah, it's the saltiness. It's the
liquid,
saltiness.
It's not liquefied.
What are you saying?
We got some spam, haven't we?
Yeah.
No, we don't. We've got peck.
Peck. Oh, I like peck.
Yeah,
I don't like spam.
Yeah, we know.
You can still steam the peck though, no?
Yes.
Yeah, you can.
It's nicer.
You pan fry it.
It's a bit more
as
fat
well.
in the peck, so it
Yes,
falls apart a bit easier. It's softer. So, I can't remember the original question.
Well, I think you sort of answered it.
What was it?
Can't remember.
Oh, it was Ed and spam.
It was Ed.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Some say it's not used in Chinese cooking, which it is.
Yeah, my sister had it. She bought it out when she was out there, and she went to. My sister lived in Beijing for quite a few years, and she had it readily available in street food stalls over there.
Mm.
I think, but she can sort of speak Chinese, so.
Yeah, honestly, when I go home, I have to carry some spam in my suitcase.
No cloves, just spam. That's delicious.
All right, should we change it to another QA now?
Yeah, let's go for another QA.
Go on too much on this one now.
Stefan Cortis. I'm sorry if I say your name wrong. Why didn't the takeaways over here stick with more traditional dishes?
I think we covered this last time, but it's always a good question to cover because some people miss podcasts. Simply because the Western palate wouldn't have been able to take it. Do you understand when I was at school and I would show my friends and their family members what actual Chinese food was like? They'd literally go, ugh. Like that's the words that came out of their mouths because a lot of it's steamed, boiled,
Poached.
Yeah, poached. It's not all fish, and it's just not. It just wouldn't be conducive to the Western palate at the time. And do you know what? This a good example of this is one of the first ever examples of anglicised dishes is the yellow curry. So the yellow curry exists in certain guises in Malaysia, Thailand, Indonesia, Vietnam, all those places, and they all have their little spin on it. But it was invented for the British military who were occupying the places at the time because they couldn't handle the amount of spices in the food. So they invented a really low spiced and chili heat curry for them that they could palate, and even then it was slightly too strong. But that's why the Western, or especially the British, have almost a stigma that they can't handle, or they've got sensitive palates, I should say. Sensitive palates, that's a good way of putting it. And I know from experience, I know most of you are going to go, well, that's not me. Correct, that's not you. But in my experience...
But there are other people in the world who are like that. Mostly.
Even now, I think if I went to most people on any sort of Chinese takeaway group, this is real Chinese food, they just go, that's not for me.
Yeah, I mean, we even get people come in the restaurant who want to come and try, sort of like a lot of people come in and go, they get quite flustered, like, oh God, I've never done this before. You're thinking, come into a restaurant, or they're like, I don't know what I'm doing, I don't know what to do. And it's quite overwhelming, like when people see something which is quite different to your standard, and they go, oh, can I have this, but can I have some chips maybe? Or like, because it's trying to...
We don't serve chips.
We don't serve chips. One, because it doesn't suit the food.
You know, they expect everything
I think
hot
everyone
and spicy.
thinks everything. They're like, oh, can I have this? But no chili. No chili. I think it's quite overwhelming for
and
people.
also what a lot of people don't realise, unless it's a curry, curries can be hot. I understand where the confusion comes in, but everything else, so like noodle dishes, soup noodle dishes, or let's say a fried rice dish or any sort of like nasi goreng, they aren't typically hot. And then what you do is you add your chili to taste, because even in Asia, there are people that don't like chili.
My sister couldn't take one single hit.
Also, did you know that chilies aren't indicative to East and Southeast Asia? They were brought over by the Dutch.
Is it?
Yeah, in the 1600s. So with tomatoes. That's why the Dutch got them from, I want to say South America, but I could be wrong. Could be Portugal, but I think it's from South America. And they brought them over to China and India. And that's where the chili came from, because they took them on and was like, oh, this is a bit spicy, isn't it? Right, fuck it, lads, we're going to put it in fucking everything. We went through our lad phase 600 years ago.
Yeah.
So that's why everything's... But it's not everything is hot. It's, we add to taste. Like if at home, I say at home, in Brunei, when we go to families, or in Malaysia when we go to families, like nothing is hot.
No.
You have a side pot of chili.
Yeah.
And then everyone, don't get me wrong, 99% of people is going to add the chili. But you add it to your taste, because like, I like more chili than, say, my cousin does.
Me.
And Mum likes more chili than me. Yeah, Lydia.
Or you get some people and they have a roast dinner and they put chili on that as well.
No one's looking at Mum. The worst is we went for a roast dinner once, and Mum got this little Tupperware box out. It had an orange lid. And then when I say little, it's about 2 inch by 2 inch. It wasn't a sauce pot, though. What she did is open it up, and it was just red fresh chilies. And she just poured it all over the top. And the only reason I was embarrassed isn't because it was a weird thing to do. It's just for us as restaurant owners, if someone brought their own food in, it's a bit weird.
Yeah.
But having said that, thinking about it, if it was a seasoning that they couldn't live without, I wouldn't find that weird. So that's essentially what Mum did. But at the time, I was just like, "What are you doing, Mum?"
Yeah, even like eat spaghetti, I had to put chili in. Cottage pie, chili. Roast dinner, chili.
Strawberry daiquiri, chili.
You could try it.
Yeah, I could try it.
Oh my God.
Oh my-
Oh my God.
No, not strawberry daiquiri.
No, that would be
You mean-
ridiculous,
You mean the
wouldn't it?
drink or the dessert?
Both.
No,
thought it was
no,
just a
no.
drink.
It is. I used to make
Strawberry
a
daiquiri
strawberry
is
daiquiri
like
dessert.
a
at
drink
restaurant.
as well, yeah. It's really nice. It's gin and strawberry. That's it. It's a fancy name. It's a bloody gin and strawberry.
Yes. So-
Rum and vodka
Oh.
and strawberry.
Oh. So it's not even gin.
No.
So basically, there you go. That's why takeaways don't do traditional food.
Yeah, because the Western palate at the time and
But
couldn't handle it.
I think even now with people have traveled a lot, I think if you want to think that the traditional Chinese food, I don't think Western palate would like it.
I'll be honest. I like traditional Chinese food, but there's many dishes I struggle with
Yeah.
because it's almost. I know I have sensory issues, so
sensory.
sensory issues. So like things that taste like things, that smell like things.
Yeah, you fucking
I can like. So like for example, pure red bean. So there's a red bean recipe on red bean wings. I can't eat because to me it tastes like the smell of wet mud.
Oh, wet socks.
Yeah, well, not socks, mud.
Oh.
A certain type of mud, clay mud.
Oh, right. Clay mud is quite nice. It's like the black bean. Sometimes it can smell like some musty.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but black bean.
Earthy.
Black bean
Yeah.
to me smells like. Smells like the taste of
Ferment.
chocolate.
It has
Yeah,
got like a
smells like the
ferment.
taste of chocolate. It smells like chocolate.
Everybody smell different.
100%. If I made a black bean chocolate, people would go mad for it because
Oh, yeah.
it would
Do it.
work.
Yeah.
I'm not going to do it because I'm not going to temper chocolate. I fucking hate temper. I spent fucking years tempering chocolate. I'm not going to do that again. It's fucking
Why
horrible.
not? You did the really nice.
Yeah, I know, the truffles.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was so
Mum
nice.
hates chocolate and Rob was eating that. I was like, Mum, that's stock. She's go.
Next one.
I don't even remember the original question. What was it?
Why don't the takeaways do more traditional?
Oh, that and they couldn't get the goods. So like to get ear fungus or to get ingredients was impossible when takeaway started up and sort of like in England between late 1940s to early 1960s, and then they had a boom in the 70s. But it was impossible. They had to use what they could get in their local cash and carries or their local supermarkets, and that's why it's very westernised. Also
it's
the
just,
palate.
It's just a kind of food, isn't it? Like you go to a fish and chips, they do fish and chips. You go to a pub, they do English food or whatever food, and that is just their style of food.
Well, it's essentially just like going to, let's say, a beef eater and assuming that's what all English people eat. Like there's pizzas on the menu, there's burgers on the menu.
Yeah.
And just going, oh, they must eat carveries every day.
Yeah, well, I mean, they were more asking why they don't do traditional stuff.
Oh, yeah, sorry. Yeah,
I think there were...
My bad.
There was
Steve.
not a
Is it
market in the India
Stefan, sorry.
There's no market in the Western population.
Now I think it's a different story, but yeah.
I think it is still. Will how many people?
100%. If me and you opened up a restaurant in London, right, and we did very traditional Chinese food,
in London,
it would
yes.
be popular. I'm not saying where we are.
Yeah, not where we are.
I think we would die here.
Yeah,
We'd
we
die
probably
hungry.
end up one day.
Yeah.
Like we love the poach, the duck. Honestly,
poached duck. Yeah.
poached duck. You may think that is, oh my god.
But hold on. You guys often they often go at me about Hainan Ji fan. Sorry,
Oh my God, that was
Hainanese
one of
chicken
my-
rice is what you guys call it.
Yes, yeah.
And like I don't think you realise that when you I always get people go, oh, have you tried it? Yes, I fucking tried it. I've grown up eating it, and the poached duck version is way better. Like the poached duck version makes shits all over that, doesn't it?
It's
Yeah,
fucking incredible.
The poached duck, and you cut it all up, and you put a whole duck with bone and flesh, chop on the table, and you serve it with one of my favorite sauce. You can serve it with plum sauce, or you can serve it with pineapple ginger. Oh my goodness!
Pineapple
It's
ginger. Actually,
amazing.
no,
It
Mum.
cut
Mum,
that.
I think we need to make a note. Can you write this down somewhere? One of our next videos for Jangs needs to be poached duck with pineapple and ginger sauce.
Okay, yes.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. It's so simple and it's so refreshing.
The sauce is mental. It's
Yeah.
incredible. Like you sound pineapple. Like if you think it sounds odd, just try it first and then tell us you don't like it. Anyway, next one.
Right, these two I'm going to pair together because they're sort of similar, and because the blokes also pointed out that it's similar to the other question.
Yep.
So it's from Simon. Oh, hello, Dottleman.
Oh, hello.
Simon Fennell and James Vasey would like to know. So Simon said, similar to James's question, what do you and Mum see yourselves doing in 5 to 10 years' time? What's your ambition? And James is asking if you weren't a Southeast Asian chef, what would you be doing?
I mean, to me, they're two different questions. I'll answer the first one first. The first one was from
Well, they're sort of similar.
James.
What do you want to do?
Oh yeah, okay, yeah, I know what you mean. Massive shout out to James, by the way. He runs a Chinese takeaway at home.
Is it?
Yeah, a Facebook group. It's much larger than us.
Oh.
So if you want to,
James, what's his surname?
Vasey.
What?
James Vasey is his name.
Vasey.
Yeah.
What?
And so he runs Chinese takeaway. I want to say at home.
Oh, he cooked and then
Yeah.
he sent it out.
No.
It's a
He runs.
group on Facebook, and it's just called Chinese Takeaway at Home.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. He's
So-
English.
Yeah, he is
He's
English,
English,
and
yes.
he's he does actually. His photos are very, very, very good. So can't remember what I was saying. I shouted him out. Did I shout the group out? I did shout the group out. Massive thank you for the question. And what would you be doing? So if you could cook any other cuisine,
Oh,
yeah. What would
Cuisine, yes.
I hate it when Gordon Ramsay does that. Gordo. But what would you cook instead? That's a good question.
Me, I think I still cook my food.
you have to
No,
choose
you have
something
to
else.
choose something else. Let me read the question, Mark. So James says, if you weren't a Southeast Asian chef, what would you be? Oh, maybe you could be anything.
Oh,
yeah, you
I
could
can
be
be
anything.
anything. I think I like to cook like I quite like the pasta, Italian food.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. I like Italian food as well.
Yeah, I don't like French because I don't like cream.
Claim.
Yeah. I don't it's that it doesn't agree with me. I don't like it. It's just too much that cream and cheese and full fat cream and whatever. It's just too overpowering to me. I think I would more inclined to cook like the Italian or the Mediterranean. Sometimes it's okay. Sometimes it's too much spice. I think too much herbs, not spice.
Yeah.
I think Italian.
I think Italian as well. I think
Yes.
I'd like to do Italian.
Yeah. Italian has got a lot more depth into it.
Death.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I just like Italian food. So I think it's delicious.
I like the Parma ham.
Yeah.
And the ham, whatever, the beef, and it's just amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
So you're going down the Italian route then?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think both
I
of
think
us
would
are.
be Italian.
But if you weren't going to be a chef at all, what do you think you'd be? Oh no, I think you've answered this before. Gardener.
Yeah, I would be. I like gardening. I would like to. If I'm not doing this cooking, I think I would like to maintain somebody garden for them, but obviously not hacking down all the trees and all that. I like to maintain.
But you love hacking down trees.
Maintain the garden, really. Yeah. See what plants go well in there and everything,
What about you?
Yeah.
Like I think I've answered this before in a different podcast. I think I'd become a fireman again.
Yeah. It's good for you.
I was asked to go back the other day.
Yeah.
Anyway,
and if you have to stick with what you're doing, where do you see yourself in 5 to 10 years' time?
well, let's see. That's another.
Oh, that's a long way to go. 5 years, too long now. Maybe in 3 years' time. 10 years is too old. I probably would be dead in the ground.
Tag at Lisi. Tag at Lisi.
Even Tono didn't appreciate that. He's
he
fucked
ran
off.
No, 5 to 10 years. No, I'm still kicking ass.
I think I in 5 to 10 years, TV. I don't think it's something that's going to ever be viable for us. If I'm honest.
Yeah, because you're not easily moldable.
Yeah, and
Because we live
I have been told
quite
that. So.
rural place, isn't it?
Rural. And there's not just
Rural,
that.
Yeah. Quite far for us to travel to where the main station is.
Well, like they said, the issue. We've been told that the issue is that we aren't moldable. So
Quite moldable.
So like if someone
Somebody
says
can copy us.
No.
So if someone says to me, we need you to do a whole TV show but not mention MSG, I'd be like, why? And if they went because it's controversial, I'd be like, fuck off, is it?
Yeah, why are you? Why are they?
But that's exactly why that no one will take us.
Yeah.
So about why are they so scared of that word MSG and monosodium glutamate? It's used everywhere. They do not use the MSG word, but they use flavor enhancer. It's a bloody same word.
Jesus Christ. See,
this is why they're not allowed on television.
That was fucking insane. But I've never seen you that angry. Well, I have.
Get over it. It's the same one. Flavor enhancing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a bit more sophisticated.
But I've obviously people on Patreon and stuff like this know this and who watch our live streams sometimes.
Do you know what?
Oh, here we go.
When I was young.
Yep. Yeah, what,
at
Mum?
one stage of my growing up life, it was so I've got nothing to eat at home. Do you know what? Either sugar, salt, MSG. Which one would you choose? You would not choose salt. I would choose sugar or MSG. Put in the palm of a hand and just lick it. No bloody sweet. That's all we have.
Like, I don't think I think this
extra
is.
tasty.
I think this is another thing people don't realise about Mum is when she talks about they had nothing. It wasn't just let's say Western poverty. It's like Mum said there'd be days where they were just eating sugar from or salt from their hands. But that's just the way it was. And then all of a sudden their businesses took off.
Mm.
And,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, but not take no grudge of it. I grew up with all this experience
It's
or life. It taught me a lot.
Also, you got to think like even though we're 5 generations deep of chefs in our family on Mum's side, like back in the day, you could feed an entire village and literally not have enough to feed yourself. Like you were just getting by, and it wasn't until sort of like the capitalism really kicked in, like the 40s, 50s, and 60s, where all of a sudden the small person with a stall could actually eat properly. It was crazy. Like we even do it now, though, to a certain extent. So we don't eat our own food. We just because we could sell that, you know. So we bring our own food in and just. But imagine that on a massive different scale. I mean, I'm getting off topic now. But so yeah. Where do I see myself in 10 years? Doing full-time content online. So I want to step away from restaurants. I still want to own restaurants and I still want to be in restaurants. I just do not want to be chefing in them. Not because I don't enjoy it, because I do enjoy it. And I actually really enjoy it.
You're just getting old, aren't you?
It's not even... Fuck off. It's not even that. It's more... I really like the online
interaction.
It's not just that. It's a little bit addictive. So when you make a video and it goes viral, it's just like
I give you a feel good factor.
I just had a video get 500,000 views on TikTok in one day, and it's just a nice feeling to know that there's loads of negativity in there, but even though people go, oh, that looks dry, I just say thanks with a smiley face, and every now and then someone goes, oh, I didn't mean that positively. And I just laugh and go, yeah, I know, I can't believe you thought I was serious, you moron. And then I get banned.
Yeah. But it's
hard to say though. In 10 years' time, that is I think the world is not what you're seeing now.
Yeah, it'd be different, wouldn't it?
It will be very different. Or it could be not so much different. Like when in the 1970s, when you see that the film Odyssey called 2024.
Odyssey?
Yeah.
20
something.
Is it 2024 or 2004?
Yeah,
it might be
like
2004.
that. Yeah. And we've gone past that. We hasn't
we don't live in space.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But it was just like a fantasy, isn't it? Fantasize. Not fantasy, fantasize.
No, fantasy.
Yeah. In 10 years' time, I think a lot of the thing will move into online and digital. And that is scary.
Right, we're not going to go down this road.
Yeah.
No, well, we're not going to go down the artificial intelligence road.
Let's do one more question.
This is exactly why we should have the other podcast, because I can see Mum wanting so badly to talk about artificial intelligence. Yeah. This is a food podcast, not artificial intelligence podcast. Okay, we'll save that for the other one.
Should we do one more question?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh,
right.
Thank you very much from James and
Simon.
Oh, James, I've said it before. Go check out his Facebook page if you haven't already. Chinese Takeaway at Home, the biggest UK Chinese takeaway group and the first. So, props, massive shout out.
Okay.
Yeah.
Are expensive aged soy sauces worth the extra money? And that's from Mike Woodward Greg.
Yes, but don't cook with them. Like they're
They're
are
more like finishing.
they're condiments, if you ask me.
Yeah.
So I would or finishing.
Yeah.
If you're cooking with them, you're going to ruin them.
Yeah, it's just like when you want to. Normally, they put it in just before you dish up your food, so you get all your flavor. Still in. If you cook with it, it just get disposed, evaporated away.
Yeah, you ruin them. If you're going to cook with soy sauce, use a decent cheap soy sauce. The soys that are expensive and aged are there for essentially dipping in, and you will be able to tell the difference like a mile away. Yeah.
Yeah, they do taste a bit sweeter, isn't it?
Not
say sweeter. The aroma is
just more body to it.
Yeah, and you can actually, like, when you smell it, you can taste the bean on it.
Yeah, it hurts my tongue.
Yeah.
I know it sounds weird, but when there's a lot of soy and it's decent soy, it hurts my tongue. Not like it's itchy and not like I'm allergic to it. It's just very sharp, but not like sharp sour. Just yeah. Is it worth it? If you can afford it, yes. If you can't, then no. Like if, but please to God, don't cook with it.
Yeah, more like a condiment, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like a dipping sauce, or you just put it on your food just before, just you lift it up and then just put it on top and then mix it around and then dish out.
Yeah, yeah,
that's what I would do.
Yeah. So I hope that answered your question. I think we're going to end it there. Unless, do you have anything you want to say before we go about food?
Nothing about AI.
No AI, please.
No, we save it on that next time.
We've got lots more for next one.
Yeah.
Well, actually, there was one thing we were meant to talk about, and I completely forgot because we left on a cliffhanger, and we said we'd answer that in the next podcast. I cannot remember. Let's see if Lydia can remember, but we'll find it. But at the same time, what I'll do is I will ask you a question, Ma.
Yes.
What do you think is... What would you say is the iconic Chinese food?
The iconic Chinese food? What? Roast, steam?
Anything. So if people around the world were going to go, that's definitely Chinese, what do you think it would be?
It would definitely... There were two. I think the Chinese roast belly pork.
Su yup.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sao rou. And the Peking duck.
Peking duck.
That is very Chinese.
Yeah, okay, that's a good call.
Not even French had it. The orange duck. Pooh, no comparison to ours.
How dare they?
The orange duck. Oh, no.
Duck à l'orange.
No, the orange.
Duck orange. So,
yeah.
Do you remember?
Well, I'm not sure, but is it 2-day-old chicken man?
What?
It could be 2-day-old chicken man.
Oh, yeah.
Or is it asking your local how to cook something and then being surprised when they tell you to go fuck yourself?
No, it's 2-day-old chicken man. It was, we say that for
okay. The guy, that American guy.
RSA asked, you left it on a massive cliffhanger. We're going to leave it on a cliffhanger today, by the way.
Yeah, we haven't got time for that. Sorry, guys. You just have to tune in next time. Yeah, thank you for listening and hit the right button.
But hit the right button.
The right one.
Don't hit
the
like button.
Yeah.
And we will answer that in the first question in the next episode.
Definitely.
Or should we just keep it on a cliffhanger every single time?
So thank you very much for listening, guys. You've been listening to Triple C Rated, the food podcast like no other, with me, Chin, my mum, Choo,
and Lydia.
My wife, Lydia. Ma?
And my daughter-in-law, Lydia. Lovely one.
A lovely one.
Thank you very much. Happy cooking, happy eating.
There we
See
go.
you next time.
Take care.
Bye.
Peace.